Peace, love, and so much light to you. This is your girl, my Aunt Amethyst the Queen, here with Sirius Astrology. Thank you guys so much for tapping in with me. Today, we are going to be discussing overall the 12 houses and what they represent in the zodiac, but we're going to be focusing on house number 1 today. So I'm going to try to go ahead and get through this as easy as possible and try to make it as relatable as possible so that you have a better understanding as to what astrology is, as to what your natal chart is, and then like how to break that down and how to make it easier to apply to yourself so that you can get results, right? So that you know what's going on in your own life. You're able to support yourself and help yourself as well as those people around you, all right? Because that's what this thing is all about. Okay, so again, if you haven't got a chance to get a natal chart, you should get one. You can get it for free at astro.com. Now, interpreting that chart, of course, is gonna cost you. But if you're able to break it down and understand it for yourself, then that can also be free as well. And it's very easy to understand. And going through this step by step is going to give us the technique, okay, so that we're able to pay attention and get that information. So we're going to start with the first house. But again, a natal chart is a snapshot of the sky on the day that you were born. So it's like a circle, and it's chopped up into 12 different sectors, and those 12 different sectors kind of are, who you are in a nutshell. And then you have planets there that also influence who you are. So when you're starting at the first house, the beautiful first house, that is where your ascendant is. So your ascendant kind of kicks off the beginning of the natal chart, and any sign could be there, but the first house represents new beginnings. It represents yourself. It represents like your appearance. It represents your body. It represents first impressions. It represents your identity. It covers everything, like when it comes to first impressions. Your appearance, your ability to be a leader, new initiatives, fresh starts, new beginnings, all of those are applicable to the meaning of the first house. So the first house really represents you and who you are, and maybe even you could add your physical being in there as well. So let's say, for instance, you have an Aries rising. Okay, you are ruled by Aries. You're ruled by Mars. You would be ruled by Mars. Mars will rule your first house. So you say, for instance, you got Aries there, you would probably be a fiery person, maybe having that get up and go mentality, kind of not being afraid to do things. And that will also be predicated upon if you have planets there, if you have, planets there that have a strong energy, or even if you have if you have no planets there, okay, maybe that Aries might not be as intense, then maybe your moon is placed somewhere else or what have you. Or let's say, for instance, you have your sun there, and you have a strong Aries sun in the first house. That's somebody that could definitely be in charge of some things, right? Probably have some really good leadership skills. But when you think of it too, on the flip side, everything has, that shadow aspect. So maybe they might be somebody that's very domineering, or maybe they could be somebody who cannot have a boss, somebody who needs to be self-employed and work for themselves. And, you know, all of these, of course, are just kind of my interpretations from looking at charts for such a long time, and you know, from studying my own charts, studying, you know, those charts of the people that I love around me. I'm able to, you know, have a pretty good gauge, I guess, as to kind of what that might look like. So I hope that was helpful for you. We're going to be breaking down each house kind of section by section. And I don't want to make the video too long. I want to make sure that it's kind of short and sweet so that you're able to just have that information and use it for yourself. I'm going to be shooting this second video for this series, which is going to be you know, the second house, what the second house means, what that all entails. And I like the second house because it's the house of value. And also because I have several planets in the second house. So that's a section that I had to kind of focus on. But the first house is beautiful. I don't have any planets in the first house. But I do have Aquarius in the first house that have, I'm ruled by Saturn. So all of my Aquarian energy is with me. It is like how I show up, and it is like how I present myself. So I definitely be kind of tapping into that Martian energy, you feel me? But all right, I love you guys. Make sure that you tend to that first house, handle that first house business. All right, peace.